Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected friends, dear listeners, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has instructed us to keep the company of pious people. And this is a way a person is able to become firm on his deen. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned, ألا أدلك على ملاك هذا الأمر الذي تصيب به خير الدنيا والآخرة عليكم بمجالس أهل الذكر. Shall I not tell you a thing by which you can attain good in this world and the hereafter? Remember, it is the company of those who remember and glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is giving us a way through which we can attain the goodness of this life and the hereafter. And what is that way? By staying in the majalis of Ahl Zikr, in the majalis of those people who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now we need to search and we need to look for those majalis. You know, the person is afflicted with any physical ailment, any sickness, then he doesn't just sit at home. He doesn't just go on the internet and look for a way and remedy his sickness and his illness. Such a person will be termed as foolish. That this person is remedying and is looking for a cure of his disease on the internet. Respected friends and elders, that person doesn't stay home. He goes out and he finds a qualified doctor. And if he's not in his locality, then he will travel even more to find a qualified doctor. If he's not there, then to such an extent some people, they even, they go out of country for treatment. Why? Because they have love. They have a muhabbat for their life. And they want to get a treatment from a qualified doctor. The day we have love and muhabbat for our iman, the day we have love and muhabbat for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the day we have love and muhabbat for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we will learn, we will look and we will search those people whom Allah has bestowed them with His love and muhabbat. Ahl Dhikr, those people who glorify and remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَكُونُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. That all people fear Allah and be in the company of truthful people. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot say that we don't find any truthful people nowadays. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these truthful people will come and they will be born and they will live to the day of Qiyamah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us to be in the company of truthful people, to be in the company of pious people. A person cannot attain taqwa, he cannot attain piety, he cannot attain the fear of Allah until the person stays in the company of pious people. You cannot attain love of Allah over the internet by going and googling and going to different internet and attaining deen. We cannot learn deen from social media platform. We cannot learn how to stay away from sin. My Shaykh Rehmatullahalaih mentioned that there were 360 idols in the Baytullah. And the Baytullah could not purify itself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, a messenger and Rasul came from Allah and he purified Baytullah. Our heart is a similar situation. Our heart is filled with idols. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. O Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, have you now seen those foolish people who have taken up their carnal desires as their Lord? Their desires, they follow their temptation, they follow their desires, irrespective whether Allah is happy or unhappy. Whatever comes in our heart, we just want to fulfill it. We have no concern that whether that my desire If I fulfill this desire, Allah will be happy, or He will be unhappy. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he purified the house of Allah, Baytullah. Our heart cannot be purified on its own. We have to stay in the company of pious people. And if you are staying in such a place that there is no pious people, listen to their talks, read their books. And today is so easy to keep contact with them. In olden days, people used to have, they would write letters, and it would take months for the letter to come, for the reply to come. But now it's technology. Keep in contact with Ahlullah, keep ta'alluq with the pious servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person can attain steadfastness in deen when this person has ta'alluq with some Ahlullah and Allah wala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that my Nabi, I have sent my beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a role model for the guidance of the Muslims. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Our role model is not people in America or in London or in Japan or in Germany. Our role model is in Medina Sharif. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, oh Nabi, say, if you really love Allah, then follow me, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will love you, and He will pardon and forgive your sin, and Allah is forgiving and merciful. Therefore, whoever follows Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam faithfully is nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who does not follow him is far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he cannot hope that he will attain favors from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person can only attain favors and ni'mat and bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he pleases Allah. We are displeasing, we are investing 20% and we want return 100%. We are investing 50% and we want return 100%. We are disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we want Allah to fulfill all our desires. Remember, the commentator of the Quran have written that whoever claims to be the lover of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he does not follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is a liar. The condition of love is such that a person who has a love for somebody, then he follows his beloved. When poet, he says so beautifully, amurru ala diyari diyari layla, uqabbalu dhal jidari wa dhal jidar. ما حب الديار شرفنا قلبي ولكن حب من سكن الديار. Such a beautiful says that when I pass to the city Aila, my beloved, I love every door and wall of it. Really, I do not love the city as city, but rather I have the love for the people who are associated with Layla. When I go to my beloved's place, then every word I have love for it. I have love for the people. Majnun, he fell in love with Layla. And you know what he said? That the dog on the street where my Layla lives, that dog is superior than the great lions. It is the love that has made him say these things. When the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will penetrate in our heart, respected friends and elders, then we will have love for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and we will love the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also. Allah ta'ala give us a true understanding and give us the tawfiq to implement this beautiful teaching in our life. Only few days left in the month of Ramadan. Let us appreciate and take maximum benefit. As Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha mentioned, Ya Rasulullah, if I happen to witness Laylatul Qadr, then what dua should I make? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that, Aisha, make this dua, Allahumma innaka afoon kareemun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Oh Allah, you are most forgiving and you are compassionate. Subhanallah, most forgiving and you are compassionate. Tuhibbul afwa. Allah, you love to forgive. You love to forgive. Fa'afu anna, then Ya Allah, please immediately forgive us. Forgive us. A person who is forgiven, then he has attained everything, respected friends and elder. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to make sincere repentance for our sin and have determination and full intention and irada that Allah, I am not going to displease you again. If so happen that again we commit sin, then make tawbah again. Even if the 70th time you commit a sin, the 70th time make tawbah. If we cannot leave sin, then we cannot leave Allah. If you cannot leave sin, then don't leave Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Time will come when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will most definitely give us the tawfiq to leave every kind of sin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to practice whatever has been said. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyil ummi wa rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.